This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good rest of your week in trading. We had a pretty good week in the portfolio this week. Even though we had a red day today, again, another opportunity to pick up some things, and that's what we did. So we're going to talk about that as we look at our portfolio. We're going to kind of talk about where the markets are as well, and where we are as far as the year goes. But let's take a look at the portfolio and just kind of look where we did the rest of the week. So let's do that. All right, so here's our portfolio. As you can see here, we had a red day. The majority of everything was red. You can see here the Dow was up a little bit, S&P up a little bit, and the NASDAQ was down. Actually turned green towards the end of the day, but then it went red. First on our list is QQQ. We bought that the other day and we sold it a couple of days later. We had it for 2 days and we made 1.65% on that in just 2 days, and we had that in both IRAs. So that was a pretty good little deal there. That's what I like to call CD money. Take a look at that 5-day chart there. You'll see Mondays when we bought it as the market came down, and then we turned around and sold it again. I think it was Wednesday when we actually sold it. We sold it on the 22nd, I believe it was. Yeah, on the 22nd. So we made that 1.65%. Could have held on to it and made a little bit more money, but we went ahead and took that, what I like to call the CD money. If you can make 1.65% on your money in 2 days, that's about what a CD will pay for a year. So there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the reason we did it, is because, you know, our thinking on that is, okay, when the market has a big down day like that, go ahead and buy some QQQ. If it keeps going down, you just keep adding the QQQ. If it goes right back up the next day or so, then you can turn around and sell it for this like a CD. But you're only doing it in a couple of days versus your money being tied up for a year or so. That was in both IRAs, and it was, you know, a decent amount. We didn't go all in on it or anything like that, but pretty good size CD. Okay, so that's the way I look at that. So much better than the bank, and we want to beat the bank. All right, and you can see today Bitcoin was down a pretty good bit. It actually was up last night, and then it came down. Let's take a look at that. Now, Bitcoin, the reason we look at this is because it does affect a couple of our stocks that we hold, like HUT and MSTR. So it did, you see, it did have a good night. It was making a pretty good day since Wednesday. And then last night, woke up and then everything was dropping like a rock for whatever reason. I think there was some news about China outlawing Bitcoin or whatever altogether. So that's knocked it down. That's what they refer to as FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You'll hear a lot of that as you get into the crypto world. So that's what drives things down. And we're not going to worry about that. But, China does that every time you turn around, so we're not going to really worry about that. And it's not that big a deal. You're down 3% for the day. Not a big deal. Now, it does impact our next two stocks, HUT being one of those. Now, we do hold some HUT in the IRAs. We did have some in the cash, but we did sell that in the cash account this week, and I'll explain that. So HUT, let's go ahead and pull up the 5-day chart. We held on to what we've got in the IRAs. I didn't want to sell it. I've also, in my Robinhood account that I do options in that account, and we don't cover that here, but I do have some HUT options. But HUT, it's going to follow the Bitcoin, as you can see here. But I sold it out of the cash account because we were up just a tad, 0.33%. We'd had it a week. And the reason I did that because I wanted to go all in on the Novabax. And Novabax had a really good day the other day. So as it pulled back and HUT was going up, I wanted to go ahead and cash out on that HUT and turn all that into some Novabax stock, and that's what we did. So that's the only reason we sold it. I think this is going to be a good one to hold. I've got plenty in the IRAs as well as in my options as well. So I like this one. This is a Bitcoin play in the IRAs. So since you can't buy Bitcoin in in your account. So that's what I do here. Okay. So nice little move here, just like Bitcoin, and then today sold off. But it held up pretty good. It held up pretty good for the day. And you can see here in the after hours, looks like it's going back up, just like probably Bitcoin is. All right, so that one, we did sell out of the cash account. No more in the cash account. MSTR. Okay, MSTR, we did buy some of that. Bought it today. We bought some today. On the pullback, we got a really good deal on some. You can see here the low was 575. We got some at 580 today, and it closed at 599. So $19 a share on what we bought today. But you see this big drop off, and anytime you see Bitcoin drop, this is going to drop as well. If you can ever get this thing under, for anything under really 600, it's not a bad buy. But if it gets down there to like it did today, that's a steal. And so what I was watching was these levels here, and I thought, well, if it gets down to at least this level, I might be buying. So when it got down to 580, these levels here, I just said, okay, well, I'm gonna put my order in at 580, and it filled. So we got in both accounts, both IRAs, there for 580 on that one. So it was a good day on that one as far as what we bought today. We're just adding to the position that we have. Novabax, MSTR, and HUT are really our three top ones right now, and those are very close to even, every one of them. Not too far, a few percent off of even. So yesterday we were actually even on a couple of them. So, but anyway, like that buy this morning, it was a good buy. And as soon as Bitcoin goes back up, that one's going back up. You can see Bitcoin's already back to 43. It was down under 41 this morning, I believe. So let's take a look at the next one. Here is Novabax. Now, Novabax had a really exciting week. So we're going to pull up that 5-day chart, and you'll see what happened here. We had talked about possible news coming out for Bitcoin. And, I mean, not for Bitcoin, but for Novabax. And we finally had some news this week on Novabax, where they did file for approval with the WHO. That was one of the things we've been waiting on, and that was a big jump yesterday. And I want to show you some things about that, but that's one of the pieces of news we've been waiting on, and that's why I wanted to go all in on that cash account, because I think we're going up from here. Even though we had a down day today, I still think we're going to head up from here. All right, so we're going to take a look at that and give you my thoughts on where we might be headed. Okay, so take a look at this 5-day chart. You see the news came out this morning here, right after the open. It shot up. We actually had some pretty good news about nano flu last night, but that didn't seem to help anything today. Friday, everything sold off. We had a red day today, as you can see. It was only down 3%. Yesterday, this thing was up $25 a share. So all good, and we did buy some. Let's see, we bought some the 23rd at let's see here, 255.70. The 23rd at 255.70. So we did buy it after it jumped. I just wanted to build my position. I felt even more confident in it, and so I didn't have any reservations about doing that. So we added to it at 255.70. In both IRAs, we added it. We also added in the cash account with that money that we sold for HUT. So right now, that was not a great move because we went down today, but I believe we're going to be fine on that. We're building that position up even bigger for the next run. Now here's why I did that. I'm going to show you that right here. Let's see if I can show it on this one. Let's see if I can get a good chart here to show you. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. The last time we had this run up to 270 something, before we did that, we had a nice little jump here. Got up to those same levels that we got to the other day. That 255, 256, 257 level. You see what happened? Okay, that was the second. On the third, we had a drop just like we did today. Just like we did today. And so, and then it came back, and the next, after one day, and if you'll notice, this was a Thursday, This was a Friday, and this was a Monday. So I'm hoping we're going to have the same little deal come Monday. Now, all it would take is another little piece of news, or it may not even take that. I don't believe we actually had any extra news on this day. But that's kind of what caught my attention. I thought, well, looks like we're stopping here again. We did hit the 260 something range here. I believe we got up 260 something at one point. Can't see it here, but I think we did. And then same exact thing, sell off on Friday, everybody takes their money, then come back Monday, everybody's excited again. So we're going to see how that goes, but we hope we don't have another one of these, okay? So we're going to watch that and see what happens. But the bottom line is we got some good news. Expect some more of those coming up, maybe even next week. If they've got that one done, that's a big one to the WHO. Maybe we can get some other ones done as well. And then we still got those that we're waiting actually for the actual approval. And we also had, like I said, we had some good news on the nano flu stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those news items that we had. Here's one of them. Novavax just took a big step to get its COVID vaccine to the world. That was talking about yesterday. And the stock surged. Novabax applies to the WHO for COVID-19 vaccine listing. There you go again. So that's all good news. Those are some of the things we've been waiting on. But now we just need to get that India thing approved as well. Some other ones we've got, I think, UK, maybe Australia or something like that. Of course, we've got the US. They're not filing there yet. No rush there. We're trying to get to these other countries first, I believe. I believe that's been the strategy all along. It's not a bad strategy. So watch that one. We are loaded up again on that one. Probably a little heavy, but I trust that one. And I think we're going to go up from here at some point. Not to say we're not going to have another down day or two, but just as the news comes out, and as these things generate revenue, we'll probably be fine too. Tilray down today. Let's see what it did for five day. Actually, not too bad. Stayed about even for the 5 day. Nothing going on there. We're just kind of holding that one. It's one of our ones that's been hit heavy. Here's our last one. It's on the list last for a reason. It's probably the most beat up one we've got. But I think it's been doing pretty good this week. Let's see. Yeah, it's done really well this week. So something going on there. The volume's picking up a little bit, as you can see. So again, I think this is some people just looking forward to news. Let's see if we can see any kind of quick news. All right. Not really anything major going on there, but I did read something the other night about plant opening in 2022, and so that would be good, and that would be something that would actually make this one go up. So this week we did, again, buy MSTR. We bought some MSTR at 580 this morning. We bought Novabax. We bought Novavax today at 249. The other day we bought it at 255, and so made some purchases this week. Made the sale of that hut just in the cash account. Loaded up on Novavax in the cash account. So excited to see what's going to happen next week with Novavax. Hopefully we'll have some more good news, and the thing will run up to the 270 level. It did just like it's been doing. Gets up to that 260 level and pulls back down to the 255 or so. So we're either going to go back down to the 240 or probably going to go up to that 270 level at some point. We'll see. Hopefully it's the 270 and up to the 300s at some point. All right, so that's the game plan for me especially on that cash account. There will be no selling, hopefully, until it gets up close to that 300 level and all-time highs. Just don't want to deal with any more taxes, but may cash out anyway. Who knows? Definitely will in the IRAs. If it gets up to my 6% level, I'll probably cash them out. And that's going to be around the 280 level, I think. I think it's going to take us to about 6% if it gets up to around that 280 level on the IRAs. So anyway, that's where we're at. Had a good week, like I said. As far as the year goes, we've got the Dow's up 13.69% for the year so far. S&P up 18.62%. The NASDAQ up 16.75%, 16.75% for the NASDAQ, and we are beating all three of those, and we're beating them pretty good. So we're not complaining for the year we've had so far, especially after the year that we had last year. Cash, we've put a little bit of cash to work this week. We're down to about 47% cash. That's still a good bit of cash to have on the sideline in case something were to happen with these markets. I would be tickled to death to have 47% on the sideline on any kind of market pullback. So that'd be good for us to put some stuff to work for sure. But we're not thinking that's going to happen anytime soon. You can see these markets today; they held up pretty good. Some of them even closed green again. So it's record after record. Don't really see any reason for a pullback. The other day when everything went down, I bought the QQQ. I was thinking maybe we'd have a few days of pullback, but that didn't even happen. So there's always seems to be buyers sitting there for any kind of dip. So it would take something really bad probably to bring the markets down now. So we're going to just keep playing for the rest of the year. September's going to be over with here soon, and that's supposed to be one of the worst months. I know it seems like over the years I've done this that the last quarter is usually the best one, and so or at least a green one. So we'll keep an eye on that and start see if we can do some trading maybe. But really waiting on this Novabax to take off up to that 300 range, and then I don't know what we'll do from there. We don't want to wear out our welcome, but that can go a long ways if it delivers on these vaccines to the rest of the world. All right. So I hope you've had a good week of trading again. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Click this button right here and go ahead and do that. And we appreciate you. Have a great rest of your week and great weekend. And we'll talk to you beginning of next week sometime, maybe Monday or Tuesday night, depending on what the markets do. All right. See you then, and have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.